Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for joining us for the USF Storytime. We're pleased to bring you holiday Storytime through the USF Health Corps volunteers. We're very excited to be partnering with USF on this project, bringing readings to the children in their home as a way of supporting ongoing literacy skills. We are Easterseals Florida, and we have an inclusive child development center in the Tampa Bay area. We serve children ages 1 through 5 with varying abilities. We focus on early intervention and support for families with disability services. So that's a little bit about us, and I'd like to turn it over to our community partner with USF, Ellen.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be partnering with you. My name is Ellen Kent, and I serve as the coordinator for our USF Health Service Corps program. And we've actually had this program since 2003. And the idea of the program is that we can collaborate with wonderful partners such as Easterseals. And when Easterseals and other partners are looking for wonderful volunteers, then I can help them find volunteers throughout our USF Health programs. So for any event, we can have students from medicine and public health and nursing and pharmacy and PT and the PA program, as well as pre-health professional students who aspire to go into medicine and nursing and the other health careers. So that's the beauty of our program, is that our students have the opportunity to volunteer together and to bring smiles to others. And that's exactly what we're trying to do today with our USF Health Service Corps and Easterseals partnership. Our students will be reading some stories about the holidays, and these are going to be stories from all over the world with a holiday theme. And our goal is to bring smiles to the children with Easterseals and their family members. So what we'll do is I will introduce each student or pair of students, and then they will tell us the name of their story, and they're going to share with us what their future plans are. And, like if they want to be a doctor or a PA, and then they'll get started reading. And thank you again so much for partnering with us, Jen. So our first reader today will be Paola.
Hello everyone, my name is Paola. I'm a USF student currently in the MSP3 program, and I aspire to be a doctor and specify specifically in neurology in the near future. So today I will be reading How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and I hope that you love the story. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch who lived just north in Whoville did not. Now the Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be his head was not screwed on too tight. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think most likely the reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, whether his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm, lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and Who boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys. And then, oh, the noise, noise. That's one thing he hated, the noise, and noise. Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. They'd sing and they'd sing and they'd sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? And then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and this hat, I just look like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max, and then he took some red thread and he tied a big thorn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, giddy up, and the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without a care. When he came to the first little house on the square, this is stop number 1, the old Grinch Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fists. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two, then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who's stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first ones to go. Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn and plums. And he stuffed them in bags, then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney. And then he slunk to the icebox, he took the Who's feast, he took the Who pudding, he took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee, and now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started the shove when he heard a small sound like a coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? But you know the old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie and he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I am taking it at home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here. And his fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head and he got her a drink and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire, and the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. It was 10:15, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze, when he packed up his sled, packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Who's, he was grinchiously humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will cry boo-hoo. That's noise, grinned the Grinch. That's simply I must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound over the snow. It started low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. He puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. And he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. And that is the end of how the Grinch stole Christmas.
That was fantastic, and we thank you so much. That was excellent. What a wonderful story for everybody. Thank you. Now we're going to go to our next group of students, and our next reader will be Simone. And Simone, would you like to tell us about your story and your plans? Thank you.
Yes. Hi. Hello, boys and girls. My name is Simone. I'm currently a USF student. My major is health science. I aspire to be a healthcare administrator. And the book I'll be reading is called The Three Snow Bears by Jan Brett. Come back, a loogie shouted. as her husky floated out to sea. Oh no! She knew that although an ice floe is a good place to fish, it isn't a bad place to lose a dog team. Not far away, a snow bear family had just started to eat their breakfast, but it was way too hot for Baby Bear. Owie! Yelled Baby Bear. My breakfast burned my mouth. We'll go for a stroll and let the soup cool, Mommy Bear said. Alugi was running along looking for her dogs when she came upon the biggest igloo she had ever seen. Who lives here? She wondered. Alugi ducked inside. Right away, she smelled something delicious. Across the room, she saw a big bowl, a middle-sized bowl, and a small bowl. Surely something was coming from the three bowls. Alugi took a sip from the biggest bowl. Owie, she cried out. Too hot. She took a sip from the middle-sized bowl. Ew, too cold. She took a tip from the littlest bowl and drank every drop. She said, not too hot and not too cold. In the next room, Alugi spotted 3 pairs of the beautiful boots standing in a row. She put on the biggest boot. Too big, she said. She puts on the middle-sized boot. Too fancy, she said. She puts on the littlest pair. Just right, she said, wiggling her toes in the soft fur lining. Alugi walked into the last room and found a long sleeping bench, piled high with fur covers. Heat from the oil lamp warmed her cheeks and made her sleepy. Time for a nap, she thought. She crawled under the highest mounted covers. Too lumpy, she grumbled. She tried the middle bed with the fur fringe cover, but sank down so far that she could barely breathe. Too soft, she said. She rolled over into the smallest sleeping place. The furry blanket was cozy and warm, and the pillows were just her size. Just right, Alugi murmured, and was asleep before she could take off her boots. If Alugi hadn't fallen asleep, she might have heard her dogs barking happily. Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear had spotted them adrift in the strong current and gone out to save them. The Snow Bear family was pushing Alugi dog's team back towards their igloo and safety. Papa Bear crawled into the igloo and saw his big bowl sitting in a pool of spilled soup. Someone has been tasting my soup, he roared. Mama Bear rushed in and saw that her soup had been sloshed around too. Someone has been sipping my soup, she growled. Someone found my soup, sputtered Baby Bear in her high, squeaky voice, and they ate it all up. Papa Bear ran into the next room and saw his boots in the middle of the floor. Someone has been trying on my boots, he boomed in his big bear voice. Mama Bear put on her fancy boots. Someone had these boots on, she huffed, and the fur is all bunched up. Baby Bear saw that her boots had disappeared. Someone has taken my boots and left it behind. Left these not as good ones, she wailed. The bears ran into their room. Someone has been sleeping in my bed, Poppy Bear bellowed. Someone has been sleeping in my bed too, Mommy Bear cried. Baby Bear peeked at her little bed and squealed. Someone has been sleeping on my bed, and here she is. Alugi opened her eyes and saw 3 bears, nose only inches away. She hopped out of the bed and dove between Papa Bear's huge furry legs. Quicker than a seal, Alugi ran from room to room until she burst outside. Her huskies bounced around, barking and smiling their doggy grin. Alugu and her dogs flew over the frozen ice, dodging ridge and cracks. She looked back to wave a thank you to the snow bears. She couldn't see them, but she heard a big gruff voice, a middle-sized voice, and a high squeaky voice calling to her. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. The end.
That was great. Thank you so much, Simone. And that's a great story. And also for the parents out there, I highly recommend this author, Jen Brett, because I used to read stories by Jen Brett, and our kids love the pictures and the illustrations. So thank you for sharing not only that great holiday story, but that great author. Thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
Now, our next set of readers will be our next set of readers will be will be Shalini and Megan. We'll be reading the story together. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shalini, and I am a USF honors student, and I'm currently studying biomedical sciences. I aspire to go to medical school and become a doctor. And today I will be reading a story with my partner, Megan. Megan, would you like to introduce yourself? And we will be reading the book Bear Stays Up for Christmas. Megan, are you there?
She's talking, but we can't hear her.
Megan, I think, can you put your sound up?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you so much.
Should I reintroduce myself or? Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure.
So my name is Megan. I'm also a student in the honors college. I'm majoring in biomedical sciences, and my goal is to hopefully be a neurosurgeon.
Thank
All
you.
right, I will share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. This is Bear Stays Up for Christmas by Karma Wilson, and it is illustrated by Jane Chapman. And I, Shawnee, and Megan will be reading this book.
The day before Christmas, snuggled on his floor, Bear sleeps soundly with a great big snore.
Dear Bear, get up, Mouse shouts in his ear. We won't let you sleep through Christmas this year.
His friends are all there, gathered in his lair, and the bear wakes up.
He stands with a stretch and a great big sigh. I hope I can make it. I do want to try.
Don't worry, squeaks Mouse. Hare says, it's all right. We'll keep you busy all day and all night.
He tries to lie down, but his friends all frown, so the bear stays up.
Come on, says Badger. Time to follow me. In Pine Grove Glen, There's a fine Christmas tree.
So they stomp through the woods and they stomp down the track. They hoist up the tree onto Bear's big back.
He plods very slow as they trudge through the snow, but the bear stays up.
Back at the cave, Gopher brews mint tea and Mole pops corn to string upon the tree.
Raven and Wren bake a fresh fruit cake. The friends do their best to keep Bear awake.
His shoulders start to droop and his eyelids droop, but the bear stays up.
They hang up their stockings by warm firelight and hum Christmas songs like "O Holy Night." They cuddle and sing as they wait for the sun.
But soon all the voices fade to just one. A bright star glows while his good friends doze, but the bear stays up.
Bear giggles and grins. He works and he raps. He bustles and bakes while everyone naps. He piles up presents under the tree. But who's at the doorway? Bear doesn't see. He toils all night until the sun rises, making his friends their Christmas surprises. Just before dawn, he lets out a yawn, but he still stays up.
When Christmas arrives, so lovely and white, Bear's friends awake to a glorious sight. Presents and goodies are piled up tall. I stayed up, says Bear, just to share with you all.
As his friends shout with glee, Bear lies by the tree, but he still stays up.
Run flies to the stockings and tweets out a cheer. Besides our bear's presents, Santa was here. When all gifts are opened, there's one last surprise. Badger shows Bear a quilt just his size.
Bear snuggles up tight and mutters, "Good night." Then Bear falls asleep.
His friends tidy up and slip from the lair. They whisper, "Sweet dreams. Merry Christmas, dear Bear." The end.
That was wonderful. Thank you both so much. That was a fun story, too. So now our next set of readers will be Audra and Shizzy. Thank you, Audra and Shizzy.
Thank you. My name is Audra. I'm also a student of the Honors College at USF. I'm studying education, English, and political science. So it is apropos that I am here today reading to you all. When I am older, I hope that I will be a professor. That is my goal, and I would like to publish books too. So it is extra special that I get to read to you guys today because I care a whole lot about reading. And I'm going to introduce you to my partner, Chizzy.
Hi, my name is Chizzy. I know you can't see me, but I'm really excited to do this. I am a biomedical sciences major in USF, and I hope to be an OBGYN when I grow up.
Awesome. And we are going to be sharing a very fun book with you today. It is called Llama Llama Holiday Drama. And it is by Anna Dudney. Llama Llama holidays, jingle music, lights ablaze.
Sparkly candles, yummy bread, dress up clothes in green and red.
How long till that special date? Llama Llama has to wait.
Llama Llama holidays, ads and signs and store displays.
Fluffy snow and funny elves, goodies piled high on shelves.
Just how many days to go? Llama Llama wants to know.
Time to buy and search and shop. Mama carries, llama drops.
Buy a friend a rubber duck, pirate ship or tractor truck, wooden blocks or building set. What will Llama Llama get?
Llama Llama holidays, hustle bustle, cooking craze. Measure sugar, roll the dough, 10 more batches left to go.
How many more days again? The special day is coming when?
Take the cookies out to cool, frost a great big batch for school.
Add some sprinkles, almost done. Teachers get the fancy one.
No more cookies left to bake. Llama Llama, tummy ache.
School has dreidels, songs, and bells. Big red ribbons, woodsy smells.
Draw a snowman, make a star, decorate a candle jar.
Are there many days to go? Llama, time is going slow.
Mama needs a present too. Get some sparkles, sticks, and glue. Roll it up and wrap it how? Llama wants to give it now.
Llama Llama holidays, unpack stockings, unwrap trays.
Shiny silver, fancy plates. Llama Llama waits, waits, waits.
Cut out snowflakes, tape them up. Pour some eggnog in a cup.
Oops, it's yucky on the floor. Llama Llama waits some more.
Stringing lights is not much fun. How come Mama isn't done? Is the big day coming soon? Llama Llama starts to swoon.
All this waiting for one day? Time for presents right away. Too much music, too much fluff, too much making, too much stuff. Too much everything for Llama.
Llama Llama, holy drama.
Come and listen, little llama. Have a cuddle with your mama.
Sometimes we should take a rest and hold the ones we love the best.
Wishing, waiting, wanting things, we forget what this time brings.
Gifts are nice, but there's another. The true gift is we have each other.
Llama Llama, warm and snug, gives a kiss and gets a hug. Snuggles close with Mama Llama. Happy holidays for Llama. And that's the end. We hope you enjoyed that.
That was a beautiful story. And it was really nice how it had information there about people from all cultures. So that was very nice. Thank you for selecting it. And now our next story will be Melanie and Krista. Will be read by Melanie and Krista. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Krista, and I will be graduating next semester. I'm also in the Honors College. I'm going to one day be a physical therapist. So that's my goal, Melanie.
Hi everyone, my name is Melanie. I'm going to graduate at the end of 2021 and I hope to go into research and mostly study viruses, and I'm part of the Honors College at USF and I'm excited to read today.
Yes, let me share my screen really quick for you guys. Here we go. All righty. All right, so we're going to be reading The Snowy Day. Let me put this up here. I'm sorry about that. All right. So, The Snowy Day. One winter morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for walking. Crunch, crunch, crunch. His feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out like this, and he walked with his toes pointing in like that. Then he drags his feet slowly to make tracks, and he found something sticking out of the snow that made a new track. It was a stick that was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. Down fell the snow, plop, on top of Peter's head. He thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight, but he knew he wasn't old enough. Not yet.
So he made a smiling snowman. And he made angels. He pretended he was a mountain climber. He climbed up a great, big, tall, heaping mountain of snow. And he slid down the mountain. He picked up a handful of snow and another and still another. He packed it round and firm and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow. Then he went into his warm house. He told his mother about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. And he thought and he thought and he thought about them. Before he got into bed, he looked in his pocket. His pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there. He felt very sad. While he slept, he dreamt that the sun had melted all the snow away. But when he woke up, his dream was gone. The snow was still everywhere. New snow was falling. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall, and they went out together into the deep snow. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed that story.
Yes, thank you guys for listening.
That was excellent. Thank you so much. So let's see. I think that's it for our stories for this evening. Let's give a round of applause to our USF students from all of our different academic programs.
I want to thank you all personally again for those readings. First, the book selections were simply amazing from quality authors, and the stories were just so much fun. So I want to thank you again for participating in this project with us. It definitely brought a smile to my face this evening. So it was very cute, and you all did a wonderful job with the reading. So thank you.
Thank you.
Ellen, is there anything else you would like to say before I stop the recording portion?
That's it. We will be coming back and we'll be doing this again on Wednesday, December 16th for another set of holiday stories that will be read by another set of wonderful USF students. And we will be continuing this program in 2021, and our goal is to plan a lot of exciting themes for different months with lots of great stories. And again, I want to thank the students for picking such excellent stories. They were fantastic. Thank you.
They really were. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.